Welcome to Spanish from Nothing. This is the 28-day challenge, and we are on day 8. So I'm actually just going to jump right into our phrase. So today's phrase is, I need to walk the dog. I need to walk the dog. And the reason I chose this phrase is because I just got done watching my sister's dogs, and I thought, well, let's see, what can I do for to have habitat language there. Now, I didn't get very many things because what I wanted to do is replace walk with different things. So I need to walk the dog, I need to feed the dog, I need to bathe the dog, I need to pet the dog, and I need to play fetch with the dog. So those are only 5 phrases. I normally suggest you do more than 5, but for the sake of time and just some other things that are going on and some things that I want to share with you a little bit later. I'm just going to keep it at 5 here, but feel free to make more phrases for, walking the dog, things like that, if you want. So, in Spanish, oh, by the way, I'm going to make a disclaimer now. I am oblivious, completely unaware of any idioms or euphemisms, okay? So if I say something that's maybe inappropriate because it's a euphemism, I don't know anything about that. So I'm just gonna kind of go based on faith. I tried to research it well enough to that so that wouldn't happen, but you never know. So okay, so the I need to walk the dog in Spanish is necesito pasear al perro. And if you can't roll your R, don't worry about it. Just say perro, perro. Necesito pasear al perro. Okay. Necesito is I need. Pasear is to walk when referring to walking the dog. Al perro is the dog. So necesito pasear al perro. And then I'm changing pasear with different things. So first one is pasear. Pasear. Necesito pasear al perro. Necesito pasear al perro. Second one, dar de comer. Dar de comer is feed, feed, or give food, actually. Give food. Necesito dar de comer al perro. Necesito dar de comer al perro. Bañar. Bañar is to wash or to to bathe. Necesito bañar al perro. Acariciar. Acariciar is to pet. Necesito acariciar al perro. And the last one is going to be a little bit lengthier because I couldn't think of anything else to fit in there. So I did play fetch with. So jugar a buscar is to play fetch, and with is con, and el perro is the dog. So play fetch with, jugar, a buscar, con, and then the dog is el perro or el perro. Again, don't worry about rolling your R's. But the proper pronunciation is with the R rolled. To say perro is to say butt. Not like my butt, but like butt. Like I just said butt. One T. Perro. But if you want to say perro, it's dog. But perro, if you just say perro for now because you can't roll your R, don't worry about it. Just say perro. Okay, it's only you knowing that you're doing this. Here, this is just for you to get practice, get it flowing. So, necesito jugar a buscar con perro. Necesito jugar con buscar, I mean, not con buscar. Necesito jugar a buscar con el perro. Okay, now, so that's it. I need to walk the dog, I need to feed the dog, I need to bathe the dog, I need to pet the dog, and I need to play fetch with the dog. I did all of those things for my sister's dogs, except for bathe the dog. I did not bathe the dog. That would have been a lot of work. Um, so, so yeah, there you go. You can add more to that if you want for your own habitat language. So here's some notes. Actually, I just have one note. Don't ask yourself why especially when you're first starting out. You can ask yourself why later, but avoid the why questions when you're starting out. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the first 4 phrases that I used, feed the dog, bathe the dog, walk the dog, pet the dog, it's all with al perro, which is A-L space perro, dog. Al perro, and it's translated the dog. The last sentence is con el perro, which is E-L and then the dog. And what I want you to do is if you look at that and you're like, oh, but I thought al perro was the dog, or I thought el perro was the dog. Why are they different? Why is it translated the same way? Okay, so questions like that. Questions like that aren't going to get you anywhere. And here's the thing, you don't need to know why something is, you only need to know that something is. In other words, you in order to say something in Spanish, you don't need, or in any language, you don't need to know why it's said like that in Spanish. In fact, if you ask why all the time, it's just a never-ending hole that you go down. It's not you're never going to answer that question because it's always going to be that's just the way it is. And a lot of times it's not logical because we don't necessarily speak our language. Our language isn't structured all the time in a completely logical fashion. And for us analytical minds, we like to know those nitty gritties. Well, why is it this? And why is it this? And why is it this first? What we need to do is just relax. We don't need to know why. Think to yourself, if you like to ask yourself why, my suggestion is think to yourself, I'm just going to postpone the why questions. You can ask the why questions, just ask them later. I'm going to postpone the why questions. In fact, if you want to write them down, save them in a notebook for you to look at later for your own curiosity. But for now, just say, I'm going to figure that out later. And if you do it later, you're actually going to have, I think, a little bit more fun with it because once you build a vocabulary in the language, once you start to get a feel for how it's said and the structure of the language, you're going to understand the answers a lot more. So when you ask the why questions and you get the answers, you're going to make more sense out of them once you have a greater understanding of the language. So that's my tip on any phrase that you're learning. Okay, so that's the only note that I have for here, but I do have some thoughts that I want to share for these videos in this video format. I'm gonna probably continue to update it and change it a bit. If you notice, we didn't do recall. The first week I did recall where I went through the previous phrases first, and then I went into today's phrases. I actually think that takes up a little bit too much time during the videos, and if you wanted to do recall yourself, you can actually just watch the previous day's video. So I'm going to let you do that. I am going to probably make a mention of what we talked about last time. I didn't today, again, because I had other things that I wanted to do, but going forward here, I might make a mention of here are the phrases that we've learned so far. Go back to watch those, but I'm not going to go through the previous day's phrases like I've been doing. The other thing is, I skipped a week. So this is going to be week 2 for you watching this because I'm going to post them in order. But I actually skipped a whole week because I just had so much going on. It was just crazy busy, and I really did not have time to do this. And so that being said, I wanted to say you can actually be a lot more flexible with your 28-day challenge. Okay, the challenge isn't necessarily to do one new phrase every day and got to keep a strict regiment of it has to be the next day. The 28-day challenge is to just have 28 days worth of doing the new phrases, the mix and match, and the rest. So you can actually do that in any sort of combination that you want. So it's actually pretty flexible. Um, Now, if you are waiting too much time, or if there's too much time in between, your phrases, you might not learn it as fast, and you might not remember it as well. So I would suggest to keep them, as much as you can within the days. But again, life happens. You just got to roll with it. So this is actually week 3, but it's really week 2 phrases. So that is it for day 8. Join me tomorrow when we do Spanish from Nothing, our day 9 phrase. And what that's going to be, I don't know. We'll just have to wait until then. All right, see you then.
Boop. Check, check, checkaroo. Checkaroony-roo.
Boop. Welcome to Language from Nothing. Boop. Hey, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Boop.